Another week, another podcast.
Oh, and we're back. Sorry, I was just
See,
typing something. It's
no problem.
Usman, take it away.
Yeah, my connection is fucked up today. I already noticed it, so this episode might not be the best, but have to roll with the reams you got, man.
This is what we got, right?
Yeah. I have to deal with it. Apologies, but not much I can do right now. But it should be the only session that's a bit laggy. Um,
It is
So
what it
yeah,
is.
yep. I don't have a internet cable as well, so it's pretty tough to get through. What I can try is to connect on my phone. It might be better. Give me 1 second.
Send it. Yo, guys, welcome, everybody coming in. Red Pill Squad, assemble. Wow.
Yep.
Yo, about the Red Pill, I was missing some crucial information for my second video, and I think I have it. Because there is some certain news that's coming out, and of course, we the people, we're not supposed to get our hands onto this news, but in my opinion, it should be clear as day now. If you guys or if the people still don't believe that the government is having their own agenda, their own planning, then it's really going to be a hard and a tough pill to swallow in the next couple of years, especially in the EU, because in the EU, I don't know what they're doing. The bureaucrats, they're bringing us into our own downfall. But of course, there's an answer, and that answer is Bitcoin and crypto, to be honest. So, with that being said, a lot of legislations, a lot of laws being pushed. I read something about a CBDC that was supposed to go live in October this year. It has been, how do you call it, postponed due to, they say, critics of people, civilians don't want the government to have so much control. So this is some decent, good news, but we know how the EU, the bureaucrats, they're thinking. They don't give a beep we think or what we say. They'll just force it onto us, so we don't have a choice. But we've been saying this for a couple of years now, Mike. So it's really crazy and tough to see that it's really happening and unfolding
Same.
before our eyes.
Yep. It's actually quite shocking to me, and we discussed this in the VIP Discord, of course, through the Red Pill chat and these kind of messages all around. But for me, it's very hard to comprehend, and seeing how France just eliminated their top competitor to run for the elections. It's another nail in the coffin when it comes to democracy.
Democracy.
Especially when you take a look at Romania, when you take a look at all those countries in Europe that actually have their elections either postponed or cancelled or just simply, there's too much going on right now, and it's dying. What do you think will happen after the speech? I think you're talking about the speech of Trump, right?
Yeah,
Or the
tonight, 8
freedom of
o'clock.
speech. 8 o'clock Dutch time? Okay, I thought 10. It should,
Yes, Peter.
yeah.
What do you mean, Peter?
I think if you're talking about the Trump speech, I think yeah, it's very hard to say, because what I think will happen is that other countries, especially the countries that will receive the tariffs, they will probably try to retaliate, or at least go on the media and have speeches of their own, and they will probably say that Trump is a bad guy and all these kind of things. But they're reciprocal tariffs, which means that the countries that they are being imposed on are already charging them to the states. So it's just evening out and leveling the playing field. So it's a very difficult concept for me to wrap my head around what will happen, because I think on the long term it's very bullish for the US. But on the short term, a lot of things can happen, and I'm expecting volatility. That's why I keep saying I have my vision and eyes at the end of July. Until that time, anything can happen, and it's just the first of many moves in a trade war. Don't forget, Trump is just in office for what is it, 2 3 months now, 2 2.5 months.
Two and
So
a half.
it's
Yeah.
just getting started. We're just getting there, you know. So a lot of things can happen, and I'm not too sure um, what we'll see on the short term. But I remain bullish, and I keep saying that Bitcoin is the answer. We saw a small pump after we saw another Truth Social post about crypto, about Bitcoin, about Cardano, Solana, XRP, you name it. Um, Pretty much every one of them went down again. So it's just short-lived, and we won't see a recovery of the markets until the dust has settled of these tariffs that we're talking about today. So today is a very important day, but what will happen, we can only speculate. Nobody knows what will happen, and it's hard to estimate if this is already
Hello? Is it me you're looking for? Mike coming in, technical issues, little disconnect. DC,
dikke stack.
are you back? Hello, coming in,
Hello, hello.
mic
I'm
check.
back. I'm back.
Yes,
I'm back.
yes. Technical difficulties, we're back. Matrix attack. I don't know which part
Matrix.
you stopped, Mike.
Yeah. Pretty much said that it's a matter of perspective. Has these tariffs already been priced in? Because we have been going down ever since Trump was inaugurated. But is this the end? Nobody knows. And we are not sure what Trump will do after this. Because let's say we get reciprocal tariffs only. And let's say that other countries do not retaliate. Do you really think this is the last thing Trump will pull? Because he will have many, many. We're still in negotiations with Greenland. If will they buy them or not? People are still upset. There's still situations.
Mike, I don't think this is gonna work. If I'm completely honest.
Hello.
Yo, I said, I don't
Yep,
think
yep,
this is
yep.
gonna work.
This is a tough one, man. We can try for a little bit more, but yep,
I
yep,
don't
yep.
think.
can, can you hear me though?
Now I can hear you, but it's like I missed the last 20 seconds when you said something or not.
Okay, okay, okay. Can people hear you?
I don't know. Can you guys hear me?
So what do you think will happen?
Well, in my opinion, it's very easy what we can expect that will happen. And because this is Trump, we know he's a very crazy guy. Just go. How do you call it in English? We gaan uit van het ergste. Toch? Let's say the
Mhm.
worst is gonna happen. What is the worst case scenario? In my opinion, the worst case scenario would be that Bitcoin is dropping all the way back to, let's say, $70,000. That is what, in my point of view, could be the worst case scenario. If that is not the case, then you'd call a bottom right here somewhere and continue the uptrend. But as we all know, the sentiment of most of the people in the crypto space at the moment is bearish because they think it's done. I can't believe how they think it's done. Like, are we even looking at the same charts? Are we even looking at the same news? Uh, Do you think that America is not going to buy more Bitcoin or things like that? And if you answer these questions, then to me it's very simple that first, the super cycle will be continued. We could get an extended cycle, but saying right here and right now that the bear market is in and that the bull market is not going to continue, I don't see that happening. So back to the example, worst case scenario, Bitcoin might be dropping to $69,000, $72,000, which gives us, in my honest, humble opinion, a opportunity that we wouldn't ever thought to get again, because this is going to be the last stop before we go to like the hundreds of thousands, maybe $1 million for one Bitcoin. And we know we talked about this a long time, but it's clear as day that's gonna play out just exactly how we said it. Only problem is that the time factor could be It could be longer. It could be this year, could be next year, but it could also be that there will never be a bear market again. So was this a bear market? I don't think this is a bear market. These are just prices that are correcting. A bear market is when things are crashing like 70, 80, 90%. And yes, some altcoins have done this, but we're looking at Bitcoin for the overall market sentiment. What is Bitcoin doing? Because this gives us a clear
X.
idea. So that being said,
And
these
also the
are just
total 2 and total 3.
yes, exactly, exactly. Everything is showing that we want to go higher. This is just a how do you call it? An not a permanent, but a temporary stop at these prices for us to go higher. So
Mhm.
it's to me it's a clear as day, guys. It's a clear as day. I have some scenarios. Worst case scenario, we're going down to like 69, 70. If something happens that we go below 69, then we must understand, and we talked about this a long, long, long time, that on the geopolitics, the macroeconomic, something's gonna happen. It could be another war,
Mhm.
could be another pandemic. I don't know. But if the prices drop below 70K, we're going much lower. It's simple as that. It's simple as that. The trend is your
Question.
friend until the end.
What will happen if we will continue to see more tariffs even after today? So let's say other countries they impose more tariffs on the states they retaliate. Let's say the trade war goes on, right? What will happen in this case? Will Bitcoin go lower? What will happen? Because it has an effect on all markets, right? Not just
Mhm,
Bitcoin.
Well, it's gonna be short lived. That's all I can say. It's gonna be short lived. Why? Because I think most people they think too much. Why? Because a tariff is when this is like some kind of appointment between countries. Like I'm country A, you're country B. I want to import your products into my country. You export your products to my country, and I can do the same vice versa. But the problem is that the United States has been the biggest buyer of all these products from all these countries without enforcing tariffs on them. While all this time, the US products are being tariffed by the other countries. So it's you just said it in the beginning. It's as simple that countries the what do you call it replicationary tariffs. I don't know.
Reciprocal tariffs.
Reciprocal, yes. It's just tariffs to level out the playing field. So what can we conclude by this? That it's just short-lived fear mongering. It's just another psyop. It's just some kind of way so that the governments can tell the people to like, guys, see this and this is happening. Trump is bad. Elon is bad. They're not good. Shit is so. It's just fear mongering, short-lived. So my I think we can go lower, yes, but I don't think that we're gonna go drop below 69, 70K. If that happens with the tariffs, then there is something massively coming, and
Mm.
we should be scared about that and not about some tariffs for some import export shit, man. What the fuck are we talking about?
To go into some charts because news relevant. There's not really that much that happened. Of course, there's a very important vote today in Wisconsin,
It's
where
lost.
they
It's
pretty
lost.
much
It's lost.
lost.
The Democrats won, even though they had voter
Really?
ID. Yes, it's very
Okay,
strange.
well
There,
that's
there's
but
gonna
that's
be an
actually
investigation about that. It's not done yet.
but okay, but this will remain the same probably, which is a bad thing because then they might have lost the house, right?
To be honest, there's a lot of corruption going on, and you have to get the head of the snake. So as long as that's
Yep.
not the case, guys, we live in a corrupted society. Governments are corrupt. Why am I saying this? It's very simple. What Elon is doing, he is saying that, let's say you see a lady walking on the street and you see some burglar is grabbing her purse. So what is Elon doing, like imaginary? He's stopping the burglar from getting into the woman's purse. He's saying, "Stop,
Mm.
you thief, let go of her purse." And then the thief gets shocked, but there is a judge. Then you see the next slide, a judge saying to Elon, "Let go of the thief, you thief." So a judge is calling Elon the thief, who is stopping the thief from stealing the woman's purse. What the fuck are we talking about, guys? Sorry, but the logic, you need to stop with this logic that this is normal, this is good. No, This is not good. It's stupid. Stupidity has taken over. Sorry if I'm going on a rant, but it needs to stop. We need to stop thinking that 1 plus 1 is 3 and that is good, because 1 plus 1 is not 3. It's 1 plus 1 is 2. So you do good, you get good. You do bad, you get bad. But when you do good but get bad, what does that say about the system, guys? In my opinion, it says enough. Why do we say enough? If I want to finish on this, conclude on this. In El Salvador, Bukele did the same thing. He encountered the same thing, like corrupt elected officials, corrupt judges, corrupt politicians, corrupt police. So it's not a new thing, guys. This has been going on since the 1800s.
Just El Salvador, but Europe, the Netherlands, the States,
Now,
name a
now
country.
it's now we see the root of the evil is very, very deep in the Western society. So,
Yeah.
yep. And Elon and Trump, they are trying to get rid of the root cause of this disease. So that's why the whole media is attacking them. That's why they're the bad guys. They're the bad actors. They are the thieves stealing from the people. But this is not correct. This is the wrong narrative.
Yeah, it's insane, and it's actually a bad thing that they lost the vote, because now what will happen, at least what I understood from Elon Musk himself, is that now they will get sued for everything. So everything will be going through court. So it will happen slow, and thus far, until now, they have been very fast at getting things done. So actually losing a federal judge. Um, Losing the house is a bad thing. So I hope that this doesn't yeah fuck up too much of the schedule, of too much of the planning. I hope they are still able to achieve all their goals, because you can already see by what's happening right now with how much they're panicking, how much corruption is being exposed, how much they're actually putting up a fight. So losing a strike, losing a battle is not losing the war, but still, it would have been better if we just instantly were able to fix the world, baby. Basically, fix the government, get things done. Yeah, it's sad to hear that, man.
Yeah, it's but I'm scrolling on Twitter while we talked about this because I didn't really look into it. I just read
Mm.
that the Wisconsin Democrat won, the Susan
Uh-huh.
Crawford, and I see all these comments on X saying that people that they said, yeah, Elon lost the referendum in Wisconsin. The state delivered a clear message: billionaires don't get to own the courts. That's what these people think. But what they don't know,
So crazy.
and that's what I like to share this with you. I'm gonna share it in the private chat.
Hmm.
What they don't know, that is what the left does. They only criticize the opposite side and fund the criticism of the opposite side. But what they don't do is they don't show the facts. They say Elon paid millions of dollars to, let's say, get a republic in Wisconsin. But what they don't say is that twice as much of money has been come from the Democrats. But why is no one talking about this? Right? So when talking about funding, we can easily blame Elon. Yeah, he's using his billions to fund this and fund that. But nobody's talking about the funding of the Democrats, which are also funded by billionaires, but are twice as high. So it's crazy to see that how the world works, and yes, that people still believe the news. It's crazy for words, and that's why in China people don't listen to the news or don't read the news because they know that the government doesn't have the best interest of the people. So there's gonna be a sudden shift, a shift in the way people think and shit like that.
Hmm. Yeah, interesting. Was there something you wanted to show specifically on the screen?
No, not really. Just that
Okay.
Republicans pay a lot, but Democrats also. That's all I wanted to show.
Yeah, of course, of course. But these things are always a bit crazy to me, because um, governments and political parties, they all receive funding from somewhere or somewhat. So this is not new, or this is not crazy to me, you know. But it's just a crazy thing that Elon Musk is getting so much heat for something that's always has been the case for different parties or different billionaires or whatever, you know. So that's crazy. Elon and Trump are two fucking puppets from the Rothschilds. Well, that's debatable, because everybody in the end is a puppet of someone. But I don't think, you have your best fighting chance and the best chance to actually exposing and removing corruption with Elon Musk and Trump than you would have with the Democrats at hand. Because trust me, they're slowing down a lot of the totalitarian authoritative governments, which basically was things like the parties going for pretty much the power all around the world. So I don't fully agree on that. I think we were having a lot of puppets, and because why would they start such a fight if they're not the new puppets or something? In fact, they're killing a lot of the puppets right now, so I don't fully agree that they are puppets. Um,
If he says they're puppets, I'd like to know why they say they're puppets. Why he says they're puppets? Because I don't think people puppets they have a different definition for what a puppet is. But if they think that they're puppets, then please explain why. Because a puppet cannot do what Trump is doing. So Trump can never be a puppet. Because puppet you is someone you can control, you can do what you want, say what you want, etc. Trump is
they
nothing
listen.
like that. He's his own crazy, I wouldn't say delusional, but radical person. So what you say
Mhm.
is not correct, Werner.
Facts. Okay, Giacomo, do you think this is going to be alt season of the ETF coins only? I do think that the coins that are proposing a ETF or requesting one are one of the few altcoins that will actually get plenty of traction. So what we're seeing right now is we are seeing a world where everybody was able to create coins for the last, let's say, 7, 8, 9 years, where everybody was able to create a project, just put it out on some exchange, pay them some money. Um, Everybody able to create a token, the most new crypto project out there, just throwing out on the internet and collecting money. This will slowly change to a world where people actually have to use the techniques they're building, or actually have to use the there will be a more serious selection of crypto projects out there, because the regulations are sharpening. There's more transparency with the regulations, so the projects will get more serious, and random bullshit ETFs won't be listed for random crypto projects that just exist or are new or whatever. So I think it's a very healthy correction that we're seeing, and I do think um, that the ETF coins will be one of the more serious players. But don't forget that because they are more serious, a lot of the gains have already been made on these same projects. They have already gained in price, they are already worth more. So you should realize that an alt season of only the ETF coins is not something I'm seeing, but I do think that most of the ETF coins will be around in, let's say, 5 or even 10 years from now. So you should have a different perspective on how you look at these coins and what you can expect from these coins, you know?
I think talking about the ETF, I could agree with Giacomo, but is that the case for all the other coins though? Because what differs this one from the previous runs is that the capital ETF capital, lot of price, a lot of money flowing into the coin or the ETF stock price go up. So speaking about that ETFs, I think, do we think that QE is gonna continue pumping our bags or no? Because if that's the case, ETFs are traded products for people who are aggregated investors, like have a lot of money, institutional investors, etc., etc., etc. But that is not what crypto is for. Crypto is for we the people, so everybody could have access to the people, to crypto. Sorry, and that is what differs between Europe and America, if you're talking about the Western civilization. In the EU, they're making legislations and laws for CBDCs to like go against the crypto and all this Bitcoin stuff. But in America, they adapt the technology and want to build upon the technology. So it's crazy gonna be. So my point is, for ETFs run, I think depending on the state or location, your geolocation where you are. I know sounds very crazy since cryptos they're worldwide, they're everywhere, borderless, frictionless. But it's gonna be crazy to see that some ETFs will pump and some not, depending on the place where you are. Because in Europe they want to have BlackRock is investing in ETFs, but we also know that BlackRock has also no impact in Europe, depending on the price of certain assets. So I think right now my point is we're in a very gray area, very gray area where nobody has any idea what the f is going on. So we just gotta make it work somehow. That's what's my point. So I wouldn't focus too much on the ETFs. Why? Because crypto they're 24/7 worldwide, and ETFs are products for certain group of people, accredited investors, for let's say, or institutional investors. So I wouldn't focus on that, Giacomo. I just focus on fundamentals. Does this coin that I hold change everything, of change anything in my daily life or not? If the answer is yes, then I would buy the coin and hold the coin. If the answer is no, then I'd suggest rotating some money into other coins or stuff like that.
Think you have to be very aware of where a project is at right now, because that has been the mistake a lot of people made this far this cycle, because the cycle isn't over yet, but they purchased too many things that either are vaporware or just a new hype or just a ChatGPT integration of something and just a shield influencer coin. Well, if you take a look at the coins that actually have built something, either Web3 platforms, smart contract platforms, applications, decentralized exchanges. Think about a Hyperliquid. Think about the many layer ones that have been launched, layer twos as well for Ethereum, oracles. These still have a lot of value, and these still are worth more than what they were in 2023. If
Mhm.
you're taking a look at all the new coins, those are crashing, those are going down, and of course here and there are small market cap gems, coins, whatever you want to name them, that are worth less, but that's the risk you're taking with very small market cap coins. So people should be more thoughtful and aware of what they're buying, how much they're buying, how it reflects on their portfolio, their total holdings. So I think this is a very good lesson for a lot of people, and let it be a wake up call for anybody that um, thought too easy about their portfolio, that just followed blindly into a certain coin. Because what most people don't realize, especially in this period of time, is that it really is a blessing to see most coins crash, to have these tariffs happen. Because trust me, if Trump didn't start a trade war, which reflects on all markets, not just crypto, then you would definitely not see these prices, and we would have gone higher and more up and quicker, especially with all the news coming out about the executive orders, Bitcoin strategic reserves, Bitcoin actually going to be purchased, strategy bought about 2 billion just this week again. So we're seeing a massive trend of very bullish news, but it doesn't reflect on the prices because the markets are terrified right now, and that all comes down to the same red pill vision we have. It's propaganda, it's brainwashing, it's fear mongering, like Ian said. It's it's as clear as day that Bitcoin will continue, and that's why I agree on what Ian is saying with 69 probably be a low. That we are probably already seeing the bottom right now. It kind of depends on what happens this week because of the tariffs, this being a very special day. But if the prices are all right, if the reactions of other countries are okay, which might as well not be, because Europe is pretty much going haywire right now, especially considering the war, especially considering France, the elections there. There's a lot of crazy shit happening right now. But if everything seems to be going okay, and perhaps they come to their senses and they actually lower their tariffs, so Trump lowers theirs as well, then we might see a global economy just growing and Trump actually getting more. Because let's say they don't lower their tariffs, then most factories will just go there. They will get more jobs, they will get more proper production. A lot of things will happen on a relatively short term. So I'm talking about 1 or 2 years, which pretty much ends somewhere at the end of 2026. And then Bitcoin will definitely start rising, you know. So don't lose the vision, understand where everything is coming from. Don't get scared off because Bitcoin is and remains the answer. And even a lot of altcoins. I know that I'm putting a lot of emphasis on Bitcoin specifically because Bitcoin is so important. And now all risk is gone from Bitcoin. Bitcoin is it. It's no longer a discussion. Bitcoin is it. So, and even if you're looking at the results, I mean, come on, 2 years ago it was 15K, now it's still 80. So it's still giving tremendous returns on investment. It's stupid to see people say that Bitcoin is over while the top was 109K. It's only 20% less than the top. It's crazy. It's literally retarded if you think that it's over for Bitcoin. All the big players are buying, so just hang in there. And I'm waiting for reserve reversals on the altcoins, but I will definitely buy them as soon as I see a trend reversal or after today perhaps. But again, my vision is end of July. Just take your time, appreciate these local dips. And I'm sure that, like always, because we've had this happen so many times this run, but also previous runs, where people listen to us talk, they think we're crazy, they think we're stupid, they call us names. They, especially on the short term, when something recently happened, especially the sideliners, they would love to point out that the prices are a bit lower right now. But then, if you wait a few months, maybe even a year, then people always look back and think, ah, so that's what they were talking about. Ah, okay, so after all, they were right. And the same thing will happen right now. But people get emotional when it comes down to money. They get emotional when it comes to crypto. They get emotional when it comes to politics. So this is like the perfect brew for pussy ass bitches to lose faith, lose track of their own reality, to lose track of the facts, get vaccinated, and sell their Bitcoin. They're stupid in so many ways. It's very hard to grasp for me sometimes.
I'd like to add on to this. I'd like to share my screen because we talked about this
Okay.
in the red pill, of course. Let me see. How can I?
You know how it works?
Of course,
Present,
of course,
beneden.
of course.
See, okay, okay. Okay, then
Okay,
I add it.
then I'd like the guys. Do you see this? No. Can you take out the yes, like this, like this, like this? Yeah. No.
I put it like
Yes,
this.
better.
Yep, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Do we have image, guys? Do you see this? I
Yep.
hope that they see it. Okay.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
But
they can see
this
it.
was Bitcoin's last stand, 30 November
Yeah, yeah,
2022.
yeah, yeah. Oh, yep,
And
yep, yeah, yeah. Lovely. ECB, right? Yep.
yes, this, guys, this is an
Beautiful.
article written by Ulrich Binzel and Jürgen Schaaf. So I opened them here for you. Who is Jürgen Schaaf? He is a market infrastructure and payment, current advisor, fields of interest, financial economics. Okay, he is saying that Bitcoin is literally used for legal transactions. It was created. They say it has peaked. Remember, guys, this was in 2022, November 2022. We're gonna jump in a chart soon, but not yet. And they sold all their Bitcoins because they think Bitcoin is really used for legal transactions. Regulations can be misunderstood. The best belief that space must be given to innovation at all costs. Probably presents. Okay, but what I'm going into is that they have been pushing anti-Bitcoin agenda. Why? Because the second person on this list is Ulrich Binzel. He is a director general from the ECB, I think. And what is he pushing? You'll be surprised. CBDCs. They want to push a central bank digital currencies. Why they want to push a central bank digital currency? Because, as I said earlier in this podcast, they don't want Bitcoin. The EU, they are making legislations, laws, especially or specifically for anti-Bitcoin, because they want to have more control. That's what it's all about. So, coming back to the issue,
Yeah.
Bitcoin's last stand was written by two very highly respected economics at the ECB, saying that Bitcoin has no intrinsic value and that it's donezo. That it's done so, guys. Bitcoin has failed on the promise to be a global decentralized digital currency. Instead, it is used for illicit transactions. Okay, Mr. Ulrich and Jürgen, what happened with Bitcoin? Then we go take a look at the Bitcoin chart. Please don't look at all the all the lines. So they said in November 2022, guys, they literally said here at this block. ah, they said here, oops, that Bitcoin is worthless. Okay, my friend. Okay, the price was 17K. Let's say between 17 and 15K. Okay, my friend, Bitcoin is worthless. It went up to
Going to zero.
110,000 and it's still worthless. Okay, but the issue is it might be a food for thought that these economics change their thoughts or their thinking about Bitcoin. But no, they keep on pushing that we need to be anti-Bitcoin and have a CBDC to how do you call it, to um, om Bitcoin tegen te gaan, to stop the buying of Bitcoin,
Stop
etc.,
it,
etc.
counter it. Yeah.
Yes, to counter it. So that's what I wanted to say with you guys. Who are these people? Why are they saying that Bitcoin is donzo when we can clearly see that it's not donzo? They literally call the bottom of the donzo. My point is, people they think they know, they don't know shit. So that's why I like to take this time and tell you that if the price goes above 85,000, we're gonna go higher. Why? Because at the weekly it looks pretty decent. We just need to hold above the 82, 85, and we're Gucci. If that's not the case, because I hear some people saying, but hey, Ian, when I'm looking at this chart looks bullish. I could agree on that. Yes, it double top, uh, higher low, lower low. So there are some reasons to say that we could go lower. And in that scenario, I'm thinking that the price could not go lower than, let's say, here. Why here? Because you can see that there is a big base made right here. So there is a high probability that the price could go all the way to the 69K and then bounce. But this is something that we just got to keep watching. But thinking that this is a scenario that the price is gonna go, from this to this, yeah, if that's the case, then we must clearly understand that something is happening. Maybe a World War III is coming. Maybe some next pandemic. Maybe aliens are coming to how do you call it? To abduct us. I don't know, man, guys. But be prepared
Try something.
because it's coming. I think rebounds in the worst case scenario, rebounds from here higher. If not, we hold the line at 82, 80, 80, 80, 82,000, and we just go on from here on. What do we have that supports my claim? Well, the dominance is the first one I'd like to get into. As you can see, the dominance just keeps going up, up, up. I said again, I told you guys it's gonna go up. It's like almost following the exact lines I drew a few weeks ago, beginning of the end of February. I draw the line. Um, Not saying that this will exactly happen like this, but if this is the case, and I remember perfectly, that means that the Bitcoin dominance has to go up. That means that the altcoins will get more wrecked. It's simple as that. So this proves my point that Beta say is looking to rebounds and want to go higher. The dominance wants to go higher. We have to break through 62.97, let's say 63%. Then it's clear skies, man, to like 65, 70%. And this is, in my opinion, what triggers the super cycle. What can confirm this is that if the Dixie tops right here at the 104.5 level, if let's say the Dixie tops here, there's a big like it went so go down. This is then a nice opportunity for risk assets to go up, because when the Dixie's in a downtrend, risk assets go up. We saw it in 2023. We saw it in oops, I need to. We saw it in 2022. As long as the oops, okay, 2022 was a different story. But hereafter is where here is where this we were confident that when the Dixie goes down, risk assets go up. So Bitcoin and cryptos, they want to lift off.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to show, man, guys. It's we have some signs that it could be the bottom. It could be the bottom is in. We don't know for sure. If we can gain the 85K level, it means that we want to go higher. If not, big probability we could go lower. Below 80K means it's a high probability it could go to 72, 69,000. That is, in my opinion, the worst case scenario.
Yep. And like you said before, about the ECB as well, right? They said in this article that it's being used for illicit transactions, the previous tab you just had now.
Yeah,
Um, but
really used for legal.
uh, yeah, but actually, if you go to Chainalysis, which is one of the biggest companies out there actually doing analysis on blockchain activity, I'm sharing it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Then you can actually see that the volume that's associated with illicit activity actually fell. So it's becoming less. So it was 1.3% in 2019, and then it went all the way down to even 0.14. And now well, I'm saying now, but in 2023, it was about 0.3%. So less than 1% year on year on year is actually being used for illegal transactions. So the argument that's being used for that's being used that it is such a terrible thing and it's only being used for illegal things, it's simply not true. It's a lot, don't get me wrong, but have you thought about what's actually happening with cash money? There are so many, there's way bigger volumes happening elsewhere. So these people lie to you. The central banks giving you information about Bitcoin is it's like people riding horses speaking shit about people driving cars. It's about the postman getting angry on email. It's about the taxi driver saying that an app is inconvenient and that they're trying to steal your data. They
Mm-hmm.
just keep thinking of specific arguments just to make their own point more clear. But Bitcoin is the answer. Crypto is the answer.
Yep.
Web3 is the answer. And even now, even today, even with all the things happening right now, the people are so stupid. They're getting left behind. They don't understand what crypto is going to do. And I agree. A lot of the crypto projects out there right now are shit. And we did lose a lot of liquidity to meme coins this year. But we will see, trust me on this, we will see a crazy Web3 run. We will see crazy developments. We had some because the markets right now are a bit boring, right? So the gamers chat was active in our VIP community, and we were talking about GTA 6 and these kind of things, speculating if they will have crypto or not. I'm a firm believer that they will have crypto, um, because they would be stupid if they don't include it. This game, they're developing for how long? Almost 10, 12 years right now, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, for a very long time. And they have increased their development time every time. So GTA 3 took more time than San Andreas, Vice City, or the other way around, but you get my point. They took longer, longer, longer. And now they're at the point where they're just taking more than 10 years to develop their game. So if they include an NFT marketplace, if they include a crypto economy, include crypto tokens, marketplaces, decentralized things, if they did that and they would charge, let's say, 0.5% or something, they wouldn't have to work or even develop another game for the upcoming 50 years. And people don't seem to understand this point. It will create so much adoption. It will create so many things we can't even comprehend, because I can do a mission in GTA 6 and get a specific color for my Tesla car that nobody else has, and I can get specific treatment in a certain hotel or a grocery store. All these things will be interconnected. In fact, I could even go as far as to unlock something in GTA 6 and getting a special flavor in Starbucks that nobody else has. These things, all these ideas, which are still pretty on the top of my mind, they're not very hard to think of, but things that we definitely can't think of now will happen in the nearby future. So the year 2030 will be crazy, especially with all the crypto developments going on right now. But it's a lost battle. It's an uphill battle, and people are stupid. Poor people will remain poor forever.
Yeah, they will rely on the UBE, right? The universal basic income.
Yep,
They cannot
yep, yep, and they
decide
will
for
be happy
themselves.
about it.
Yeah, because of course,
Facts.
who wouldn't be happy when you get free money, right? But
Hmm.
it's the dystopia that's gets them, I think, a little bit lost for words, because what they don't know
Hmm.
is that in the near future, because guys, we must look at the facts. The EU is like really pushing the CBDC, and to me, that's a big red
Yep.
flag. Why? Because more control. You cannot do what you money what you want. You cannot go wherever you want. But the problem is, and that's the biggest issue of them all, money has been made to, let's say, what is sparen? You can save it. The CBDC you can't save. Why? Because they're gonna have an expiration
Eventually.
date on the money. Yes,
Mhm.
it's programmable money. So they're gonna tell you, okay, Ian, we're gonna give you 3,000 digital euros, but you have 3 months to spend it. If you don't spend it in 3 months, that money is just gonna be discredited. I'm like, what? This is the new form of money. And if that's the case, there are a lot of people who have a lot of money that they don't want their money just to be discredited like that. So they have to find alternatives to put their money, to put their funds in. And in this case, Bitcoin is the answer. Why? Because the earlier they get in, the better, cheaper prices you get. Everybody is gonna have Bitcoin, guys. Everybody. And we're specifically talking about Bitcoin at the moment. Of course, there are the no-brainers like Chainlink, Avalanche, for example. But Bitcoin is the key. If you don't see it, maybe you need to swallow some more red pills so that you can see it. But this is the way, man. There will come a time in a few years from now, and I hope for you that you all have one Bitcoin that you can say, "Whoa, he's a whole coiner." Whoa. That moment, guys, believe me, I mean gents, ladies and gents also, it's gonna be a butterfly moment in your stomach. So that's what we do it for. We use the information, we acquire the information and use this to pave the future for us, guys. That's what we do, and we just try to educate you in a nice, funny, own, real, authentic way.
Also love the event delete comment who was saying you can see it at the price of gold that surges not too long ago to a new all-time high, indicated that the market is spooked. Stocks as well. Very true. And all markets are connected. I'm looking at the S&P 500 right now because I just want to have an overview of how the stocks are performing, and they're also all showing the same thing. The markets are
Mhm.
scared right now. They don't understand, or they just simply choose to be out of the market as long as the trade war goes on, because uncertainty can cost a lot of money, right? So, but in the case of Bitcoin specifically, I think that you it's always like a balance, right? You have to weigh it for yourself. Will I go out of the market and have the risk of losing out, or can I just keep my Bitcoin, keep DCA, and keep buying? Because Bitcoin is the very first unique and only asset ever that it is just way too costly to even sell it at all. And I think that you can trade and try to time the market with your altcoins. I fully understand you there. You can try to sell them. You can try to time the market, buy them back lower, whatever, sit out the trend. But Bitcoin, trust me on this, I have had way too many times that I looked at previous or older Bitcoin wallets and just wished I could have those wallets again. And it will happen every time, every single time. And especially
Mhm.
considering the fact that I'm crypto is my life, Bitcoin is my life. Everything I do on a daily basis is connected to Bitcoin. But people at home, they're not the same. And I don't mean it in a bad way, but they just have a life going on. They have a job, they have a family, friends, social life, many things that are going on. So they will forget, and um, they will not correctly time the market. They don't think of it as serious as I do, because if they did, they wouldn't time the market with Bitcoin. It's that simple.
It's easy as that. Buy high, sorry, buy low, sell high. That's the name of the game. So
Hmm.
prices are low, or let's say prices are recovering. If you have money and you're not buying, and you're waiting on the sidelines for, yeah, I say it's gonna go to 60K, guys, you're gonna miss it. You're gonna miss this opportunity. Why? Because you're waiting for a 10% better entry, or like 15% better entry. When the gains, me myself also, every time I see it, people, how do you call it, fudding their, weak-handing their 15% loss, like selling the bag, and in 6 months it's like gone up by 1500%. Like, why are you selling your bag for a loss of 10 20%, and why didn't you wait for a few months? Because you were convinced that what you're investing is, yeah, is a decent project. They may be changing the world, for, let's say, for example. Why did you get out when the price dropped 15%? Even if it dropped 50%, shit. Look at Xborg. It dropped like, okay, but Xborg, we were pretty early. It went all the way to 40 cents plus. Now it's back to 7 cents. It's like 85% drop or something. I understand that most people who bought in at 30 cents, 40 cents, they're like, yo, what the F is going on? But study conviction, guys. If you are not loading up now, but you are buying at 30 cents, but you're not buying at 8 cents, what are you doing? Are you selling? Why are you selling for a loss? Because you bought in the first place, right? So it's a simple human psychology that you just have to figure out what works for you, and don't let history repeat itself. So if you make a mistake a couple of times, I better hope for you that you stop making the same mistake, right? Unless, uh, so that's just how it is,
And,
man.
and be aware and consider what kind of project it is, because I can imagine that if you bought some vaporware or some bullshit token and that is going down, then you should definitely cut your losses. But
Of
if you're
course, of
talking
course.
about fundamentally strong projects with great teams, great development, actually built a project already like Xborg, but also like Luxo and these kind of coins that people that we talk about a lot and that are down now as well. Um, you should be aware of what you're buying at all times. And just like Ian said, if you were willing to buy at 30 cents, then why aren't you stocking up? Only reason you can give me is that you're waiting for a trend reversal and that you're keeping your money on the side to buy it once the prices go up. But if you're selling and not considering to buy at all, yeah, you're not playing the game in the correct way. And there have been so many times when projects have been at a, you know, projects go down 50% all the time. And I'm not saying that you should just simply ignore the fact or not cut your losses during a bear market, but considering the moment in time we are right now, considering what is happening on the world stage, considering what is happening with Bitcoin, and I'm a firm believer of Bitcoin having to go higher for altcoins to follow along. And so that's the only data I really watch. I'm seeing the new all-time highs with the hash rate. I'm seeing the most bullish announcements a government can make ever, considering they are going to purchase Bitcoin. Um, and people just get bored. They get bored and frightened so very fast. And I know that we are repeating this for a while now, but it is the current state of the market. And the more time goes by, the more people lose faith and they just quit. And it shows them their character. I keep saying weak men expose themselves. Really.
PAB.
PAB.
No, but
Facts
but
though.
that's I have to fully agree with you on that, man. So guys, if you're not convicted or convinced, sell your bags, get the F out, never come back. But if you're like us and you see the bullish sentiment, you see everything, the acknowledgements, the ontwikkeling and everything that's happening around Bitcoin, the pro-Bitcoin stance that the rest of the Western civilization is taking. I'm not talking about the EU because they clearly don't understand what Bitcoin is,
No.
but it's as clear as day. It's as clear as day that this is the asset that is gonna go to 100 million way sooner than most people think, and you want to have a piece of this, even if it's 0.001, like 1,000th of a Bitcoin, guys. That's all you need. Shit, one tenth of a Bitcoin is better, of course, but even if it's 1,000th of a Bitcoin, you're safe. Maybe not your generation. Let's say you have kids, your sons and daughters will be grateful for what you did. It's like just like how our parents, our grandparents,
Truly generational wealth. Yeah.
yes, like how they bought, like say, bought a farm or built a house way back in the 1920s, 30s for like 10K or 5K, and that house is now worth
The
3.4 million. What are we talking about, guys?
the
And that
biggest
same thing
transfer
is
of
gonna
wealth
happen.
is happening right now. Yeah, the biggest transfer of
Yeah.
wealth is happening right now.
Yeah.
But when we were talking about these things in 2013, which is almost 12 years ago already, um, they were speculating about what's happening in front of us right now, today, this year. Actually, the United States going to purchase Bitcoin, Bitcoin becoming bigger than ever. It might become the new world reserve currency. These were all speculations and dreams we had 12 years ago, on these sketchy forums like 4chan or the Bitcoin Talks forums, these kind of things. It's something the real OGs remember very vividly. And what surprises me is that now that it's actually happening, um, it's just the rich transferring their wealth. It's not the
Facts.
people at home, not everybody who was able to get in. No, it's again the people who are able to put in millions and billions. They are stocking up right now, and the
Mm-hmm.
people at home they are frightened. They are fearful. They think that the economy will get a hit because of these tariffs. They're just stupid. The biggest transfer of wealth is happening right now. So wake up, open your eyes, and act on it, every single day. You can automate it. Don't get me wrong. You don't have to be in front of your computer. But every day I'm buying Bitcoin, and every day I'm doing the best I can to make more money so I can purchase more Bitcoin. Truly.
It is what it is.
Facts.
And the human psychology is that people they I think they get in the crypto space because they want to get rich quick, right? So let's say I put in a K right
Facts.
now, 1,000 right now. Next month I'm a
Yep.
millionaire, or next week. But this run has shown us differently. So that's why we gotta focus on the fundamentals, because fundamentally nothing has changed. Just more bullish news. Only the price is lagging. So that's why this is an opportunity for us to stack some more cryptos and Bitcoin.
And it's just the
It's
price lagging because if you take a look at the data, I should get a CoinGlass subscription. Let me check real quick. CoinGlass balance because we are just seeing Bitcoin decreasing. We see it going away. It's not
less and
even
less. Digital
it's not
scarcity is
even a
kicking in.
yep, for real. So right now I'm looking at April 2nd, the Bitcoin balance. Um, it's still going down. It has gone up a little bit in February. I think in yeah 5th of February. So
Mhm.
it's around the same area for the last 2 months, but it will continue to go down. It will go down. Of course, it will go down because it's not a straight line. I'm not sharing my screen, but give me 1 second. I'll share my screen. Um, So here you can actually see the graph. So the green line is pretty much the balance, and it has been going down. And this trend will continue to go down as long as especially when the states will buy Bitcoin, when the countries will buy Bitcoin, this trend will continue, and this trend will go exponentially. So as soon as the Bitcoin goes below, let's say 1 million, which is not that far away, which can easily happen the end of 2025. So after July, somewhere November, December, I think we will be around 1 million Bitcoin left. And if the countries start to purchase Bitcoin, it will go really, really, really fast from that
How
point.
how how uh how long ago did that chart go, Mike? I couldn't see the date on it.
Sorry, the chart.
Yeah, did it
The
go
I
all the
can
way
I can
back to?
I can show you. So I think this was the full chart. I thought I had to pay for it, but now suddenly I'm able to just simply load it. So maybe I am logged in, but I'm not too sure. So this chart goes to 2023. So it's not that old of a chart.
Okay.
Yeah, I think if you want a full chart, then you should do it because with the launch of Bitcoin, the supply pretty much went up, because people started to use exchanges, so it was actually being mined. So this cycle has been the first cycle where we're actually seeing a decrease, and I can show you the full chart because I have it on my YouTube video. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, there was also another one, the rational root. I think you
Bitcoin.
know this, the rational root.
Sorry, 1 moment. Yeah, you can pull it up if you want.
No, but it doesn't have what I'm looking for, so never mind.
Okay. Um, Here, so pretty much, let me just share this one with you because so in this video, so pretty much here you can see the chart, so I'll just put it on full screen and put us away. Here you can pretty much see the supply of Bitcoin since
See.
2013. You see it increasing, increasing. The white line is the price. This is the supply. And it has been increasing all the way up to 2021. And then for now, since 2022, 2023, for the first time ever, we're seeing this trend line or this support, whatever. It's not really a support, it's more a way to indicate. We see that the price is actually going down for the very first time ever in a strong trend because of the spot ETFs, because they were launched somewhere here. So the institutional demand is so great. And that's what I'm saying. The big guys are buying, the big guys are getting in.
Mhm.
It's the biggest transfer of wealth for the wealthy because the people at home they're not acting upon it. They're ignoring the data, they're ignoring the hash rate, they're ignoring um, the supply.
Yeah, just the technology itself, right? I mean, it has been
Hmm.
declared a safe haven. It's unique. It's limited to a max supply.
Unprecedented. Yeah. Hmm.
So there will be a time where we will stop talking about this, and I think in that time it will be too late for people who don't have any Bitcoin slash
Of
cryptos.
course. Hmm. Of
So
course, and we have been
TikTok,
speculating on it for a very long time, but the only thing that's happening is that it's being delayed.
that's
Truly.
correct. Delayed
Mhm.
is not postponed.
Facts, 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 facts. Anything else you want to add, or shall we end it?
I think that's gonna be it for today. Ain't nothing much. We just gotta wait April because the new month is close. We took a look at the Bitcoin chart, what happened the last few weeks. So in my honest opinion, we just gotta wait, man. And if it goes
Mhm,
above the what is the level 85K for in this month, then we should be Gucci. I think we should be
mhm.
Gucci
Yep,
because
I'm
in no
very
way,
excited for next week.
sorry, and let me finish it real quick. In no way
Mhm,
ever has Bitcoin closed. Oh well, that's a lie because looking at no, that's correct. In no way ever has Bitcoin closed 3 months, 3 consecutive months in a loss. It only happened. Let me see. April 2022, but that was when the double top was in, when we had the full blown, uh, yeah, when you had the bull market, when everything went parabolic, etc., etc., etc. In this market sentiment, it hasn't happened yet, so it could happen. But what uh, what gives us a clear indication that this is not gonna happen is when Bitcoin closes or goes above 85K or 90K.
Excited for what will happen this week. Let's see what happens with the tariffs. We will probably have a lot to discuss next week again. I would say thank you very much for watching. Like the video, it would really help us out a lot. Thank you for supporting us in English as well. Love.
We do our best.
Peace.
Stay safe. Still stay safe. We see you next time. Later.
If I do crypto, this ain't gambling.